Boom. What's up to my insomniatic friends? How are you? This is your friend Tim Locklear, of course, because you're listening to this from my profile. But if you're listening to this later, it's because you've downloaded it from YouTube. I wanted to talk briefly about the importance of fellowship and how essential it can be. How having just a little bit of fellowship with somebody that gives a crap about you can really be a game changer. I'm here with my friend who, he'll just remain nameless for today. He's a veteran of combat, and I'm here with him by the fire. How are you today, man?
I'm feeling pretty damn good.
You said you're feeling good. Lean closer here to the mic when we're talking.
I'm feeling pretty damn good.
Feeling pretty damn good. That's awesome. So, friend, a veteran friend, what would you say would be the value of fellowship by the fire?
Well, I say it's probably some of the best thing you can do with another veteran, because you sit around, stare at the fire, and it's mesmerizing, tell stories, and what's that?
Just talk. Make sure you talk loud enough so they can hear you.
Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah.
You tell stories, and you know, hang out and have a beer or do whatever else you want to do. And
do you find that the conversation with other people can get deeper when you're sitting by a fire than when you're just sitting around a table or sitting and watching TV or sitting at a restaurant? Really?
That's why I suggested we have the fire.
What do you think the fire does? What do you think about the fire helps create relationship, fellowship, and makes it deeper? How? In what way?
I think fire is very basic. You know, and it was, humans from the beginning have had fire and they've come together over fire for either food or protection.
Okay.
Or louder.
Yeah, make sure you're loud. Yep.
Food or protection.
Yeah.
Or just like to tell stories at night after being in battle and coming back and like acting everything out just to get all that fucking stress out of their system. That's what veterans of today don't have.
Yeah.
You know, we don't get to come back to the fire and dance out what we did that day and act out, how brave we were or what a chicken shit we were.
And you know what else is that we don't come back to a tribe. Many veterans come back to nothing. Many of them come back to emptiness. And so the essentiality of fellowship with other people who are like-minded in many ways, who have similar experiences, it can be a game changer. Literally, it can be a game changer. And I'll tell you something. Right now, guys, we're on a live broadcast, so if you're listening later, it's not as applicable, but my buddy Kevin keeps tuning in. He says we're savages and that the crickets in my backyard are singing too. Man, it's beautiful. And there's something elemental, something very base and basic and just simple about the idea of fire. We are returning back to the earth what it or she, or whatever gender pronoun you put on the earth, we're returning it back. We're saying thank you. We're saying your final offering. You've given us shade, oxygen, soil nutrients. You've given us all these things. Thank you, tree. And now, even in your death, tree, you're giving me value. You're giving me heat and energy and camaraderie and fellowship. So thank you, tree. Right?
And that's what we were talking about earlier today. It's the book, The Giving Tree.
The Giving Tree.
And how meaningful that is and, appropriate to what we're going through as veterans and how we're trying to make ourselves better. And sometimes there's that giving tree in your life that you don't even know or appreciate. And often it's your spouse.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of deep.
I mean, that's deep. Yeah. I mean, but here's the thing. Okay. So my unnamed homie here, one of the things that he's touching on is that the kinds of conversations that can't happen outside of a fire with intimate people. Maybe with some things that can help you relax if you can find them. But if you can't, you just practice mindfulness and you engage the moment and you live through the crap with the friend next to you. And you do it in a heartfelt way. Because there's no faking. It's sort of like, and I always go back to this, guys, on my podcasts here. But I always talk about how it's like jiu-jitsu. How you come back and you reset, and you come back and you reset, and you come. So it's not about like, I failed. No, it's about I learned. I can't wait to learn again.
there's many times that I'll hang out with veterans and I feel like I completely fucked that interaction up, and I was, either too quiet or I talked too much or I was too, abrasive or whatever. The nice thing is, veterans are pretty freaking forgiving.
Because they're facing a lot of the same things that at the same time. A lot of individuals who have been willing to put their name on the dotted line in some way are similar. They not all of them have similar experiences. I think about my buddy Steve Talley. What's up, Steve? I appreciate you. He's an Air Force veteran. And then I think about my buddy Shane. What's up, Shane Edwards? I love you, homie. I miss you. He's a Marine veteran. And then I think about another homie that I have who's an Army veteran who was in Desert Storm. And I think about other people who I know who are in Iraq 1. And it's just, there's all these different experiences, right? And then I have other homies who didn't even get to go downrange. And I say get to, right? Like it's a good thing. They didn't deploy.
They were the lucky ones.
They were the lucky ones, exactly. That's what my homie here said.
They still might be a little bit regular.
Yeah. And so those people that didn't deploy or maybe didn't get a chance to serve in what they consider to be regular duty, they feel this empty. They feel disconnected. And burning wood with other humans can cure that.
Mm-hmm. It's true, it can.
It really can. It can undo a lot of crap.
It's so stupid because it's so easy.
It's so stupid because it's so easy. Just like jiu-jitsu. All you have to do is learn how to get comfortable getting choked over and over and over again. And over again. Yeah. And then when you're done, get choked again.
Yeah, and see, this is what Tim keeps telling me. Is, it's okay. You just have to get used to getting choked out. And I'm like, you know what? That shit does not sound like something I want to get used to. So, you fucking eat a bag of dicks.
No, that's not. Okay, so the point is not necessarily. The point is not necessarily about, doing jiu-jitsu or not doing jiu-jitsu. The point is about facing and engaging your problems in a real way. Oh, there's Boris right there.
Hey, Boris.
What's up, Boris? Y'all can't really see him too well. The goal here, guys, is to engage the problem.
But that was a funny story to put in there.
Engage the issue, right? We don't want to give the issue the driver's seat. I said this recently on a post that I was able to compose on Veterans for Natural Rights about my friend Matt Kale's quote where he says, stop the veteran grab-ass games. Like, let's quit the garbage, that this chauvinistic idea that we don't need to feel anymore. Right? That we don't have to worry about feeling emotions. That's actually the most important thing we should be doing. One of the only ways I've seen to be effective of addressing PTSD, trauma, insomnia, any of the symptoms related to time in service, any of them, no matter that time, distance or not, addressing those problems, the best way to do it is feelings. Engaging problems, which is difficult. And the military did not teach us how to do that at all.
The military taught us to do the opposite.
They taught you how to do just like what Bill Burr and F is for Family said to do, which is just push that stuff down.
Push it down, push it down, push it down.
My buddy Kevin,
Okay.
excuse me. My buddy Kevin, there we go. Yeah, sorry about that. My buddy Kevin here added, sometimes we need to get choked out to see where we're missing the mark. It's true. It's absolutely true. We need to understand where we're missing on our game. Guys, listen, I'm going to get back to this fellowship here. I just wanted to take this chance. This is an intimate moment. And if you've been following my sort of hashtag innate path journey, for any period of time, you understand why I'm in Colorado. You know what's going on. You probably know some of the veterans I'm hanging out with. But it's just important that I share this part of my journey so that maybe you guys can get some value from it as well. And perhaps share it with somebody else that might be able to as well. So,
can I say something on that?
Yeah, totally, absolutely.
Put it a little closer.
Yeah.
This innate path journey is amazing. And if you ever get a chance to do any therapy like this, I would highly recommend you snap that shit up as soon as you can, because I've done all the VA therapies, and I've done all the private therapies, and I've done everything. and I've never done a therapy that's been this effective.
What he's talking about, guys, is you're going to want to go to @innate-path, @innate-path, INNATEPATH. You can also search that on YouTube, and there is websites as well. Just Google it. The treatment is based upon a man by the name of Peter Levine. There's an excellent book dealing with trauma. You need to Google it. You need to research him. You need to know his name, and you need to be listening to his books on Audible every day if you can be. It's absolutely amazing.
Every day?
Every day, guys.
That's asking a lot.
I mean, listen. Every day is not unreasonable, Benjamin. Hush. He's over there giggling. Okay, folks, listen. Last thing I'm going to drop. If you've chosen to listen this long, either live or if you're listening to this on YouTube later when I download it and get my lazy ass into gear, you need to be on ashwagandha if you're having a difficult time managing your mood. It's a really excellent mood stabilizer. You can buy it virtually anywhere. You need to consider kava kava as an excellent mood stimulant or calming sedative. You may not find it valuable, but you need to research it. You need to be looking at Tulsi Holy Basil in a variety of different consumption methods, whether teas, capsules, whatever you prefer. You need to really be looking at things like 5-HTP. You need to be researching theanine, tyrosine, glutamine. You need to be checking into what kind of cold shock and heat shock therapies you can get into. Finding opportunities to intentionally fellowship. These are your responsibilities. This is your job. You're in the driver's seat. So for more information about what you can do to get involved or whatever, my contact information can be found at timothylocklear.com, where I've got my email, Instagram, Facebook, all that garbage. And then I also work with an organization called Veterans for Natural Rights. Many of you know about that organization. This is part of what we're doing. This is one of the Veterans for Natural Rights sitting right next to me. He's a homie. And we are just trying to engage veterans with data, information, concepts, philosophies, fellowship, love, medicine, whatever we can get to these dudes to help them understand that we give giant craps about them being alive. And he gives them purpose, gives them a reason to live. So check out Veterans for Natural Rights on Facebook or veteransfornaturalrights.org. Last but not least, as you saw over here, we've got BorisTheServiceDog.com. Check that out because that's a link to the Facebook page of my amazing service dog. We use him by means of advocacy. We want everybody to understand that a service dog is amazing, excellent, awesome, wonderful, should be appropriately trained by a trained service dog trainer, like a dog trainer. Please know that service dogs, according to the ADA, are animals that are designed to provide a task for their handler in some capacity. And so just research what the ADA says about service animals and then what they say about emotional support dogs. Again,
and tell them I'm not laughing because of what you're saying. I'm laughing because of,
Yeah, it's okay. Absolutely, yeah. The service dogs are amazing, and Boris is just an example of what a well-trained dog can do for a veteran, and I can tell you more about what he's done in my path and journey. You guys are beautiful and amazing. I hope you've enjoyed the fire and the crickets and the conversation, the banter, if I can call it that, the late-night insomniatic conversations. Which is great, and it's please, if you're curious and you really want to have some fun, I would be interested in seeing you check out #InnatePathJourney. We've got a few thousand posts, I think. I don't know. I can't count how many. It's a lot, and we've got some data about it, and here's it summarizes in this way. It's not about me or my name or a brand. It's very simply about engaging human beings with a particular reason and purpose, right? And that particular reason and purpose is healing.